Hey guys, what is up and welcome to a new NVIDIA daily update video. So today, as per usual, let's go over NVIDIA. Let's go over what has happened to the stock, what we can expect moving forward. And as usual, I'll give you my personal thoughts moving forward. So with all that being said and done, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy, please don't forget to hit that like button. This is not financial advice and I am not a financial advisor. And of course, if you enjoy my information, my technical analysis, etc., I do have a YouTube membership section down below in the description of the video. The link is there to join for just $3 a month. You can access all my intraday thoughts, post updates on technical analysis on Tesla and sometimes other stocks. Lately, I've been doing AMD and Google. Or for $5 a month, you get access to all of that. Plus, you get access to NVIDIA daily analysis and updates as well. Again, literally just $3 or $5. I think it's pretty damn cheap, in my opinion, at least for what you're getting. But with that being said, let's jump into it. NVIDIA closing the day down ever so slightly, down about 0.7% on the day, closing at $140.50 per share, which compared to the market will be, of course, a bit of an underperformance. Now, what does this mean moving forward for NVIDIA? Well, I think we can obviously all see the fact that NVIDIA finally managed to close below this trend line. Now, what does this mean though? Closing below this trend line, okay. Obviously, that's probably not a good sign, but what does it actually mean, right? Like, is this actually just straight up bearish or what's going on here, right? The way I look at it is pretty simple. So I'm going to bring out these bands here, right? These beautiful EMA clouds, which is like essentially a band, right? Which just shows bullish momentum. The way this band works, it's a new indicator I'm testing out, but essentially the bottom line is the 21 EMA. The top line, I believe I set to the 8. I did set it to the 8, right? So essentially, as long as the 8 is above the 21, it's bullish, and you can see it's expanding. And the more expanded it is, the more bullish it is, and then vice versa, right? It's better than just using the lines themselves because this gives you a bit more obvious wiggle room as opposed to just the 21 EMA. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make here is the fact that we close below the trend line. So that's not good. Obviously, that's not good. That's not bullish. That's absolutely not bullish, in my opinion, of course. But this doesn't necessarily mean NVIDIA has to crash because, again, kind of what I've been saying, all this does is confirm to me the fact that, not confirm, like nothing is guaranteed, but it definitely increases the chances, in my view, the fact that the bullish momentum for further, any meaningful, I should say, further upside is probably limited, right? Why is it limited? Because we broke below this trend line. We are not ascending at the same steepness anymore. We're losing that momentum that we held for a decent amount of time because, again, pretty much since all the way down here at 115, we were ascending at very similar pace, right? We were ascending at a very similar pace, very steep pace, and we held it for quite some time. And now we're, of course, losing it, right? That just shows that, the trend and the tides are shifting a little bit, right? But this doesn't mean it's necessarily bearish. It just means that, from my perspective, it's not necessarily bullish anymore. And now we look for an actual bearish reversal. So like I said, my indicators are signaling bearish, more like bullish slowdown, but some bearishness as well. So for instance, the BX trend, which I just closed by accident, is showing the fact that, the red band is still there and we're making lower lows, right? So we're definitely showing some bearishness there. The stochastic is on the verge of crossing to a bearish side. Again, my stochastic, I did set to a slower mode, but whenever you do see a cross on this stochastic to the bullish or to the bearish side, that's usually pretty meaningful. And we're pretty damn close to that bearish crossover. So we'll see how that forms for the next few days. Maybe AMD can save NVIDIA with the earnings. We'll see. But that's something else to watch out for. As if that wasn't enough, the MACD, of course, getting ready to curl back down over, right? So there, the momentum is definitely starting to get lost, and we're getting pretty damn close to some signals crossing over to the bearish territory, which then will give me a bit more confidence that, maybe we're actually now finally going to actually start correcting too, right? And that's kind of what I'll be watching for, right? So, do we get those crossovers as step number one? I don't think we'll get too much more upside. I'd be genuinely surprised if at any point, even like this week, we go too much higher than 145. That would be pretty surprising to me personally, unless AMD is a bit of a random catalyst here. AMD earnings is tomorrow. Maybe NVIDIA rockets off of AMD sympathy, assuming AMD beats and rockets as well. So keep that in mind. There is a bit of a risk here, in my opinion. But based on what I'm seeing right now, the momentum has definitely slowed down. The last thing I'd want to be losing is the fact that I'd want to be losing this band, right? If this band ever essentially turns red, kind of like what it did over here, that's when you really start to lose some momentum, right? So just watch for that as well. But as of right now, this band can and will most likely act as at least some, short-term support. But as we start, getting further and further down, I think we'll start getting bearish. And then I think losing this band will pretty much almost guarantee to me at least the fact that, we're probably coming back down to about that mid-ish 120s, at which I personally will finally start getting interested again on NVIDIA. Like I said, I haven't been interested for a while, but I am potentially going to get interested, or market bias support also sitting in the 120s. That's where I roughly will start getting interested personally. As I bring out my band's regression here, right? So again, that's just kind of how I'm eyeballing it, and that's kind of what I'm looking for right now. But none of my indicators are telling me that this is the best place to long here. Nothing is telling me this is bullish other than the fact that we're still technically above this band. That's probably the only thing I see that's arguably still bullish, but there's still more things that are leaning, not leaning, I guess leaning bearish, we'll say. I wouldn't say bearish, but leaning bearish. Like I said, the indicators down here. So again, this is just a situation for me personally of just wait and see. It's been like that for a bit now on NVIDIA. So I'm waiting and seeing. I'm waiting to see how this reacts. Watch for the main levels below. Again, resistance going to be 145 and support will be pretty much 140 that we're at right now, followed by 135, followed by 130. And then of course, my main level sitting around the mid 120s as the true main support that I'll be very excited for to the low to 120s. So that's just kind of what I'm seeing right now on NVIDIA, right? Again, not very excited at these levels still. I personally I wouldn't long here. Just my opinion, of course, but in terms of options flow, NVIDIA still has more bullish and bearish flow you can see here throughout the day at least. And in terms of the confirmed flow, you can see NVIDIA is nowhere really all the way down here, 9 million bearish flow. So nothing too crazy. So yeah, I don't know. The way I look at it is just that simple. I think NVIDIA is just a bit of a wait and see kind of game still. I don't think it's ready to crash, nor do I think it's ready to rocket just yet. So as of right now, I expect some horizontal action, some sideways action, with the high being at 145 and the low being probably closer to 135. And I don't expect it to do too much more outside this range right here for now, until honestly one of these levels breaks. Until one of these levels cracks, I'm not expecting too much out of NVIDIA. So this could be an option seller's paradise, at least for now. But yeah, until I see one of these levels cracks, until I see one of these levels break, I don't see NVIDIA doing too much as of right now. But again, if I see this bearish crossover on the stochastic start to develop, maybe even as early as tomorrow, assuming AMD doesn't save it somehow and NVIDIA doesn't rocket off of AMD's, on a sympathy play, this would be another bearish signal. And this would actually be a bearish signal, right? This would like literally be bearish. And yeah, I don't know. That's kind of all I'm seeing. And there's really not much more to add. So yeah, all that being said, thank you so much for watching. And as usual, I'll see you tomorrow.